Yo, 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 yo. What are we doing today, my fellow sombreros and sombreras out there? We're going to do a live Q&A for you guys. I made a post about 30 minutes ago, and damn, that's how awesome our family is. Here's all your questions. We printed them out, and over here at Team Light, and we're going to answer some of your questions. You know, thanks to the awesome Miss Shauna Ava. There's a whole team of people that work behind the scenes to make sure you guys get the best content. We have an amazing team across planet Earth that actually finds awesome information that's hidden in, different countries, different sectors, towns, villages, about what's going on the ground in each place. And I really appreciate my family out there reaching out and sending me content that normally would never make it to my feed. I want you guys to understand that we're a family. So this is what happens. When I get certain questions like these, and a couple of these didn't make it, but you know how I get a little fiery out there. You've allowed a question that I wasn't aware of to come into my attention. That's what we do for one another. And I want to explain to you guys how important that is. You know, being in a place as awesome as Sedona, we're shielded from a lot of stuff, even though we're in the U.S. and a lot of stuff's popping off here politically, and we have to hold a lot of space. But there's many beings across planet Earth, light workers and light warriors, that are holding space for their countries, their villages, their towns. Right? What I want to express is, when I get questions, I want to let you completely understand what I do with them. When I feel distortions in the field, I run that up to the highest totem pole of my aspects, and I have a good portion of this entire planet gridded, minus Antarctica and Siberia. And I want you guys to know, over the last 12 years of us dedicating our lives to gridding these facilities and places, that our family does have eyes on the ground. I want you guys to understand there are beings watching this game very carefully, very, very carefully. And I want you guys to know that every single time I question a timeline, or if I need more patience, let's just say, or whatever is going on, there's older things in me that are watching these timelines in the same way as you would watch a stream go by and how many fish are swimming by in a forest. They can see all probabilities of all functions of reality as they flow, as energy flows through and courses through this planet. I want you guys to never feel confused if someone has your back. 100,000% right now on planet Earth, our galactics, our family, and Gaia herself has our back. Everyone has been made aware of what's been going on down here on the surface and the misallocation of resources over the past couple hundred years. Longer than that, really. This whole game plan to hide our true history and enslave humanity once more is falling apart and blowing up in their faces. The one thing I want you to understand is that we have no ceiling. I am made up of the controlling function of some of these jagaloons and the divine enlightened version of some of these aspects. I am both in one popsicle suit. Well, that's when you're going to run into a real problem. And for many of you guys, understand this. When you are both light and night, right? You are both the divinity, right? And the naughty, or whatever that is, right? You're both sides of the coin. Ladies and gentlemen, if us indigos are both sides of a coin, no matter how many times you flip it, we win. If you are heads and tails, go ahead and keep flipping that coin, sweet cheeks. I'm going to win every time. That's who we really are. I want you to understand that. Why do you think it's so difficult for us to process and integrate our night side and our shadow side, right? Why? Because once you integrate it, process it, understanding how it was trained, understand where you were trained, understand why you are the way you are and why your thoughts are the way they are. Once you grasp that, walk a mile in your higher self's shoes, and once you do it over and over and over again until you gain the respect of your aspects on the night side, respect, you will rarely get love from your right-hand side, night side, just to be clear. But respect is something that all beings understand. And on your light side, on your left side, on that love side, baby. Yes, good little boy, and I'm learning my lessons down here. Now, What is it like to feel being both? And I'm going to go through these questions, and we're going to knock this out of the park. For all you guys out there sharing videos, if you're on YouTube, subscribe. We're answering all you guys' questions. Facebook, same thing, subscribe, share. I don't know the deal with Facebook. I don't know what little Zuckerbucker is going to be doing on the 15th or whatever this thing is. All I can say is that, yeah, we're going to be switching platforms, but I want to be honest with you. I'm not in, you got to understand, when you're powerful, man, I'm not scared of any of these little electronic turds or what you're going to do. I've seen too much. For all you guys out there that have seen too much, you guys, I saw directly into Hades, into hell, 7 layers down when I gridded the catacombs. You look down the well. They're never getting my grids out of the catacombs. And not just the ones that are in the tour that you go on. I'm talking when you go through the sewer pipes and you get in where the train tracks are. You're never getting my grids out. Same thing with some of the other places on earth that I didn't want to name. Why? We are those that come every, quarter cycle, half cycle, full cycle to do a spot check and all the beings and souls on this planet. We are not made up of one species or one group. Our aspects make up these collective councils, these galactic councils, which sit above and monitor everything going on and making sure everyone is going through their life plan, their lesson plan, and if they are evolving. I just want you guys to truly understand that, I want you guys to know how awesome and powerful you are. I want you to remember how awesome and powerful you are. And I never want you to be led astray by those that only come from their mind, who run from their souls, right? Who run from their emotions. Running from your emotions is a sign of weakness. If you can't process what you've done, it's a sign of weakness. If you have to take because you cannot survive without taking from others, it's a weakness. It's not a strength. All these parasitic functions have to have live candidates or energy sources to even run their programs. Without being able to be or pull energy in that manner, they are worthless. No one wants to say that out loud. I shall tell you, any being created ever that is not self-reliant will always find its way to the land of the dodo bird. You will always become extinct if you cannot support yourself without taking from others. You become reliant on others. Okay? It's like being addicted to something. I gotta have a Snickers bar. I gotta have a smoke. I gotta have a shot of tequila. I gotta have this. I gotta have that. Hey, no you don't. What you need is to breathe, go to the gym, go swimming in the ocean. What you need is take off on a 15-foot wave and maybe you get smashed or maybe you make it. Start challenging yourself and stop doing easy things, which small little things enjoy. I say this again because remember how powerful and awesome you are. Remember that nature was always there for us to challenge ourselves. Everyone watches you. You're all by yourself. You're in the mountains. You're climbing a mountain by yourself. No one's there to save you. Right? You want to test your mettle. Test your mettle in something where there is no coming back if you fail. This soft tapioca pudding land of social functionality is not the DNA that courses through your veins. The DNA that courses through your veins are the men and women that made it off the battlefield. You are the survivors of Atlantis, Egypt, Tartaria. Your DNA is stronger than your mind is. I got to get you out of this trap. You are wonderful, powerful beings waking up. Just remember that. Never judge yourself. Listen, if you wanted to judge yourself, why would I judge myself the way I processed 10 years ago? Watch an old video of mine. You'll start laughing. I can tell you first and foremost, that guy doesn't know what he's talking about. Or you think you understand something. I watch my old videos and I'm like, oh man, I was 4D as night side as shit. Look at that guy. I'm like, let me tell you what's going on right now. Blah, blah, blah. I'm watching myself. I'm like, boy, you ain't even seen the boogeyman yet, but you will. I'm on the other side of that roller coaster. And I'm trying to tell you, I can't wait for the next 10 years. I am so pumped. There's abundance slamming into this planet, and it's a cover story. This whole thing's a cover story. All this fear, propagation, separation, it's a cover story for how awesome. If everything in the universe is cause and effect, guess how much negative stuff has been artificially created in your mind right now? And the amount of wealth and resources it took, right? Bloomberg spent I don't know if it was $350, $400 million to try to run for president. They shot him out of there right away. That's enough money to give every single person in the United States $1 million. That's how much supposedly this guy spent. My question is to you is this. When your angels are watching, when you're really being tested, are you going to be man or woman enough to understand the responsibility and love that you have in your heart? Or are you going to point fingers at those that have nothing to do with your test other than being a reflection? I can't make you guys not smoke pot or drink alcohol or take a Xanax at night to go to sleep. I can tell you that to fall asleep, you must exhaust the vessel. Okay? I can't tell you how important it is when you're a multidimensional being to go into a steam room because the steam in water has the power to transmute energy. Okay? So it's going through your auric field, your energy body, and halfway into your flesh. Can't tell you how important it is. It's something I had to learn the hard way. There's not many things on this planet that can stabilize beings when they truly step into their true power and nature. What I can tell you is this. The nicer I am, the nicer the universe is to me. The happier I am, the more my vibration raises my vibration, my house, and everyone around me. When I'm a little kid, it's something that's very foreign to me, especially from us who come from the Empire and the Orions. Shit, man, there's species where they actually extract your inner child as soon as you're hatched in some of the reptilian farms out there. You never even know what an inner child is. It's extracted from your suit. There are higher levels of dimensional beings playing in this game, and I'm here to tell you from my heart that I love you, and I'm here to tell you as someone who was a Knight Rider and a Crimson Knight and a true emissary of that functionality. The hardest thing I've had to learn on this planet is how to come from my heart, how to be nice, how to have patience, how to smile, how to give a proper hug, and how to use my skill set to lift and clear this planet, just like you guys. I don't run from my night side. I am proud of who I am, but I am here to tell you this. My inner child is behind the wheel right now, and if you're doing naughty stuff on this planet, maybe 5, 10, 15, 30 incarnations ago, I may have agreed with you. Right now in this present moment, I've learned enough lessons in balancing myself to understand why it's so important to be cool. Why it's so important to create life and bounties and smiles on kids' faces and, you know, building parks for kids. I don't know, I want to put smiles on people's faces. I think we've been through this torment long enough. I'm not into power, greed, or any of this small instant gratification BS. The reason why the Europe is shifting so hard is because those global capitalists in those castles, in those buildings, are about to lose everything. They are fighting for survival. You guys need to understand that if you're in Eastern Europe, those guys, those families are fighting for their very survival. So why is it so crazy over there? They're fighting for their literal lives. Because if you find out what they're doing and what they've been doing, it's a death penalty for every single one of them. So there's your answer. That was one of the questions. Why is it so crazy over here? Why are people popping off? If you found out what these guys were doing, none of them would ever be able to step foot in public ever again. That's why. They're not telling you that. That's how dark and evil and weird this stuff goes. Okay. That is all. Okay. As far as, let's go through these. So what we did is, I just love you. I just guys want you to know that we ain't dropping the ball over here. Okay? We're still doing stuff every single night in dream time. We're staring at the situations. I told you guys last videos, I'm over there staring at these guys, trying to help them make better decisions for their kids in the generations to come. And I don't want them trapped in some sort of a belief system where they feel their only option is to do something negative towards all of humanity. That is very childish. It's very rudimentary, and you're not going to graduate. So there you go. Maybe you'll come back as a dog, you know, as like a, I don't know. What's a weird animal? I don't know. 3,000 incarnations as a snow crab. As you watch your friends get plucked next to you by seagulls from the sea and eaten right in front of you. I don't know. 3,000 times in a row. Maybe that'll shake it out of you. You don't understand the gravity of your actions and what you're doing. I'm trying to help you not make poor decisions. You don't know what hell on earth is. If everything's happening simultaneously right now, the penalty for some of these things is greater than any of you guys would ever want to know. And it's right in front of your face. So just know that. I'm here to say I'd rather be, hey, let's go surfing, Don't do that weird. It's like almost like look to the left. Hey, look, glory, divinity, heaven. You're like, look to the right. It's like ooga booga, train to hell, we're in brimstone, and everything's weird, and it's like a hot girl from the side, but then like a demon on the other side. Like, why do you want to do that to yourself? Do you really want to go there? I've had to crawl out of that place twice. Most people are never strong enough to crawl out. They won't help you out. You have to crawl out. It's like freaking your Bane in Batman. And like, oh, one guy climbed out of there. It's like, you know, in the movie Batman, they're like, how'd the guy get out? It wasn't Bane, it was the girl, though. One climbed out. We've been sitting here for 300 years, and I actually saw one little kid climb out. It's not easy to get out. Okay, I'm just trying to tell you, please don't go in. Hey, don't go in. It's like, do you guys want to go swimming in the harbor full of all this weird pollution stuff? You're like, want to take a dip in there like a jacuzzi? Nah, I'd rather like go into like a spa or like a stream or a river that's clean to jump in. Go. I speak to both, so I'm trying to say I love YouTube. I know you're posting questions, YouTube. I love you guys. I'm gonna go through these we have right now, and maybe we'll do this once a month. We'll do the live Q&A. Okay. I'm just trying to say I love you. I've been on the night side. I came back. My heart turned on 6 years ago. Okay. It took a lot of work to turn my heart back on, especially since I've seen too much. Imagine PTSD on steroids. You're not fighting humans on a battlefield. I'm fighting all kinds of weird ET species running around. Okay? And then I had to deal with that and process that and see that. I can't turn off my third eye, nor would I ever want to. So many people are trying to turn on your third eye. Well, imagine seeing so much, you're pretending every single second you're here. As I'm talking to you right now, I actually know exactly who I am, and I know I'm projecting in, speaking to my family who are just like me. So I love you from the bottom of my heart all the way up to the highest levels of divinity. But I'm here to remind you, if there's weird oogie boogie unconscious things popping off in a city around you and you're a light worker, okay? Do you really want to sit in the eye of the storm? If I were you, I'd rather go rent a cabin, call mom, grandpa. Hey, is that cabin in the woods available? I'm going to get a wood burn stove and go out there for about 6 months. Okay. I got rice, I got black beans. No, we're good. Okay, I love you. All right, I'm going. Bye. I mean, if you want to go into the storm, you can. Okay? But I'm trying to tell you, don't stay in the storm based upon lack of effort. If you want to actively work the light in the dark, I totally agree with you. But don't do it out of a place of just, well, I'm kind of here downtown. I got nowhere to go. Yes, you do. It's called motivation move. Okay? For hurricanes coming through your city, the first thing they say is get out of the way of the hurricane. Well, this is an emotional, spiritual war going on right now. If you're not strong enough to deal with it, get out of the way. Don't be in the darkest negative areas. Okay? That's all I'm trying to say. Always work the perimeter to the inside. Never be on the inside trying to fight your way out. So let me share this with you. If you're going to create a work light in a city anywhere on earth, you have a 2-man, 3-man, or maybe you're by yourself. You always want to go to the outskirts of the city and work your way in towards the center. You never want to go into the center of a shit show and have jackasses surrounding you 360. You're going to get whooped on. Don't do that. 2, 3-man team. You go in from the outskirt of the city, 10 miles out. Grid, move energy. You may only make it till like 5 miles or 3 miles from the city center. Stop, pause, go back. This is a working effort. It's not just jump in the middle and like, hallelujah. That's rad too, mind you, but I hope you have some very large guards with you while you do it. Just have some common sense, okay? You got 2 big brothers that are 6'6" and 300 pounds. Go in there with Skittles and just, and like foam machines and go crazy. But you have security around you. That's what I'm trying to tell you, okay? You can do whatever you want. I got some Blackwater security guards. Well, I'm about to moonwalk on the stage. You know? One way to do it. Okay, moving on to the questions. All right. Miss Gray asks, are you feeling something big is about to happen as the shift into 5D? Meteor hitting the Earth, something worse or something better? If so, what and how soon? Okay, so check it. If they have a perimeter set up right now in the outskirts of this solar system, not allowing jackasses to escape, and they're waiting for this solar flare, solar flash, as some of the intel is coming in, so they actually get to partake in raising their frequency and leaving some of these poor decisions or addictions behind, I highly doubt that they're going to allow an asteroid to hit the middle of elementary school. And all of us here, let me explain something. We have a vested interest. Let me tell you something else. Our galactic aspects, right? You come from different galaxies that have insane amount of technology. Let me tell you something. If at any given point you think they're going to cut our test in half and just go, you know what's too difficult? Send the asteroid. Maybe that was the case a long time ago. Not right now. There's way too much of a vested interest on planet Earth right now with you guys growing and evolving to ever ruin an experiment like that. There's way too much of a vested interest. There are royal families from different star systems who have kids on this planet right now. You don't think any of them can shoot a rock out of space. You're high if you think that. Moving on. Like, completely. Pentagon's got ships underground. They told everyone on Earth about it. And we're like, what? What? Pentagon has ships parked underground they have full control over. Off-world vehicles. What? What you trying to say? In my pickup truck. Hey, question number 2. Where's the best way to get into 4D Ascension School? And this is from Miss Dunn, Scotland. What is the best way to get into 4D Ascension School, lassie? And integrate this aspect, please. Also, it is allowed to put a soul in a contract that your partner's 4D isn't allowed into your personal sacred space and gridding an area asking for a friend. But aren't we all asking for a friend? Hey, some stuff's going on there. I have a question. I'm asking for a friend. No, check it. Balancing someone's 4D. You guys want to hear something funny? You know, I can tell if someone's in 4D instantly. You guys know those little chokers that girls wear? Little thin ones, little chokers. You know, I think it's cute. It looks like a collar. Yeah, you're in 4D. Moving on. Some people choose these things unconsciously. They don't understand. That means collar. I see girls wearing them. I'm like, oh, your 4D's behind the wheel. That's cute. So what's the deal with the 4D behind the wheel? Check it. To love oneself is the most important thing. Stepping into your heart. However, if you're born in a city, you've gone through some crazy stuff in your life, your childhood, and you don't really trust anyone around you. Okay? Could be family stuff. Could be boyfriend, girlfriend stuff. Partner stuff. Whatever. You're going to have your guard on. Your 4D comes in front from the right-hand side. Usually happens when you're around 15 to 17 years old when you go through puberty. Sometimes earlier. This 4D version snaps in front to protect you, but unfortunately, people can't snap out of it or actually see it's only a version of them that they're supposed to wear temporarily. Some people wear this version of themselves till the day they die. Now, is that a very good use of an incarnation here on Earth? No. But does it happen? Yes. Okay, so you're allowed to clear your space and claim your space. However, if you're having relations with your partner, it's very difficult to kick one of their aspects out of the bedroom unless you both agree that you do not want to have those aspects together when you're physically together. Say, for example, I want our 5Ds to be together when we're together in 3D, or our 7D. It's a difficult, very high aware thing to pay attention to. It can be done, but it takes a very aware partners to pull that off, if that makes sense. You know, you gotta be careful, guys. You send your girl's 4D away, all of a sudden all that, you know, lady in the streets, freak in the sheets thing goes out the window. You send their 4D away, this, and vice versa. You know, 5Ds don't talk dirty. Hey, you're like, I love you too. There's no like naughty bed talk when you're, you know, when you're in your heart space. So if some of you girls like that or boys like that stuff, that goes out the window if you take the 4D and shoot them in the backyard. Just that you'd enjoy that. I know I don't get emojis. You got a question mark on that, honey? Come on. What I'm trying to say is if you send your girlfriends, hold on, Facebook. You too. If you're a powerful being and you send your girlfriend's 4D, fourth dimensional version, right-hand side, and you only want to share heart space, some of that, you know, sometimes you do like that talk, you know, that pillow talk, baby. You're like, oh, you like that? That type of stuff? That goes out the window. Okay, it's heart space. It's not sacral space. I hope that it helps express. YouTube's like, wait, what? I'm lost. I'm like, hey, boy, how old are you? You living at your mom's house? Do you understand what I'm saying? Computer doesn't talk back. All right, moving on. Next question. Ruth Florence would like to know, would love to hear more insight on the specific mission we came here to do as a family. I'm so inspired when we get going on this topic. Okay, our job. By the way, love everyone over there. He's like, oh, I love you. I don't know, you got it? He's got it. He's like, oh, so no naughty talk. No. Okay, it's fun, let me tell you, but it's not hard space. Okay. Mission objectives and protocols. Hold space for all the unconscious beings waking up. Share your heart, your wisdom, and love with everyone around you. Pick everyone up around you. If there's trash in a park, pick it up. If there's trash on a beach, start picking it up. What happens is, it's like paying it forward. Other people see you picking up the trash. They start picking up the trash. You create a chain reaction. Things of this nature are what we're supposed to inspire. Okay? People are still going off on the pillow talk over here. See, YouTube, you guys need emojis. I love you. These guys, it's emoji city over here. Okay? Facebook, I love you. What else? Questions. Oh, okay, so mission protocols. Okay, so you're supposed to evolve. You're supposed to wake up. You wake up. You go through your conspiracy theory level. Or not conspiracy theory. I hate that word. The CIA op word. You're seeking truth. Truth seeker. You want to find out why the world is the way it is. Usually you're very 4D and pissed off at the world when you're going through this stage. You eventually get in your health, your wellness, your stability, your meditation. Your vitamins, you're detoxing your body, getting all those heavy metals and stuff out of your suit. Okay? You start doing different techniques. You subscribe to Gaia. You start meditating. You start going to yoga. Turns awesome. Okay? Then what happens is you actually say your inner voice or your throat chakra turns on. Okay, it starts with your tum-tum. I feel something. Very good, level 1. I feel something. Feeling something isn't level 2 because it's very deep. But I feel something. I hear something. Something's talking to me. I see something. My third eye's on, right? What you're supposed to do is figure out who you are really quick. We don't have a lot of time. I wish we had more time. We were robbed of about 20 or 30 years. For all of us that have projects, I want you to understand that you're not going to have any time to go on a vacation around the world or cruise the world with some of this stuff. You need to buy land and get to it now, or you're going to have a panic attack about 2.5 years from now. You need to get going now. Okay? You need to have your plans ready now. Just like doing your homework and you want to get a good grade on your test, you don't wait till the night before to study something, especially when we're building facilities that may take years to build. Pay attention to the depth of each facility you're going to build. Remember, you go down 8 to 15 feet, the temperature stays at a constant 55, 52 degrees. Okay? That's why if you guys want to research Coral Castle, understand how he created a refrigerator that stayed at 50 degrees in the ground with no air conditioning, no power. Okay, go down. You want to control the temperature? Okay, it's too hot in the summertime. Run fans from underground, 15, 20 feet down. Run the air from there into the house. Okay, it's really cold. Okay, well, you got 50-degree air from the ground. You only got to come up 20 degrees. You only have to come up or go down 20 degrees. Think about that. You're not trying to go from it's 0 outside and you're trying to make the house 70 degrees. No, you're pumping in air that's 50 degrees. You come up 20 degrees. Pay attention to the depth, okay? Another thing, too, EMP-proof the facility. Number 3, you guys got any sort of Faraday cage functionality? Listen to David Adair. Okay, David Adair, Rocket Boy, he's one of the smartest guys that we have over here in the States, or did until the Middle East bought him as their head of the space agency. But what I'm trying to say is that if you EMP or solar flare, your property, because remember, you guys, we had a similar situation with solar flares happen in late 1890s or whatever, where it burned all the power lines. Look it up. It's not the first time this has happened. Okay? So I'm trying, geothermal, I love it. What I'm trying to say is when you guys are thinking about your facility, go down 1-2 floors. Then if you guys need a nice area to germinate seeds, you want a hydroponic system to start growing things year round. You have options. Don't rely on everything on the surface. Go down 2 floors. Okay. As we build our facilities, they're supposed to vibrate like a crystal faster than the environment. We're supposed to talk. Our functions of our creations should be able to breach and communicate with one another through the ether once we have that proper, tech back online. Okay? Awesome. Yes, you can permanently block some things too. I'm not going to talk about it on Facebook. Some of these frequencies they're coming out with, you can do a counter wave and shut it down. Okay? It's very easy to get old DirecTV satellite dishes for $20 off eBay and put them on your house and direct it at a 5G tower. You're welcome. What's happening, sir? It's not working. Some guy's blocking all of Sedona. He's got towers pointed. I'm allowed to defend my life, and I'm allowed to defend the lives of my fellow friends and family. And if you want to roll that way, I will defend myself with the most insane ferocity you could ever imagine. You're not going to want to play with me. What I'm trying to say is on planet Earth, you're allowed to defend yourself. Anyone who says you're not allowed to defend yourself is full of beans. Okay. Oh, you think you're going to hurt me and my family and my kids? Awesome. Is that what you think? Cool. Keep thinking that. See you soon. Moving on. Welcome to the last episode. No, I'm just kidding. Don't do it. Be nice. That's all I'm trying to say. Be nice, but don't be dumb. You know what I mean? Hey. Moving on. UK's all over it, by the way. You want to know what they're doing in UK? They're having bonfires over there. They're like, oh, really? Another one's going up. Bye. Moving on. Have you checked Mr. Trump's condition? Yes, I have. I did check Mr. Trump's condition. He's going to be fine. He's going to pull through just fine. And there are 3 layers to that move, of which I got it. I'm not going to speak to those. I can tell you it's not one thing behind the scenes. It's 3 interlocking things that are happening behind the scenes. Okay. Like, don't do it. Sharon Sparkles asks, I love your name, Miss Sparkles. I have it on good authority from my high angelic about October 15th being the day that Lou will attack Earth in full force. Can you confirm or deny this? Bullshit. First of all, let me explain something to you. Lou is different from little Satan tofu. Little Satan tofu is little whiny, I don't know what it is. It's not the same thing. Lou is different. Being on some of those awareness levels on those councils of what's going down. Anyone who wants to do negative stuff is going to try to do it in the name of someone else. Just like when I asked Shiva, why is your statue in front of CERN? And he goes, yo, dude, I don't know why they put my freaking statue there. They think they're cool. They think I'm the destroyer. I'm like, they got your statue in CERN right by the front door. What is this? Explain yourself. And he's like, dude, people try to be cool. They try to be nightside. They try to put my statue up. I don't think anything on that negative polarity is going to take place from that specific character. But what I can tell you is that people will make up any story that fits their agenda. Thank you. Well said. Thank you very much. Tip your waiter on the way out. I really want to know when you guys are going to send drop ships down here and uncloak. Why don't we talk about real stuff? Yeah. How about... No. It'd be rad if I could actually get my clones down here. That'd be rad. You guys would love my clones. They're hilarious. I've seen them twice. So many light warriors. Let's talk about this. So I want to put your guys' hearts at ease a little bit with incarnating. certain light workers and light warriors that came down here. Okay, I'll tell you how I know this. December 21st, 2012, about 3 weeks to a month before that, I knew I had to be in Egypt on December 21st, 2012. And I didn't know what was going to go down. 2012 was kind of gnarly, right? So what happened was, can I tell him? I'll change it a little bit. Speak your truth. Okay, so basically, I didn't know if I was gonna make it back or not. Okay, real story. So I went to China for 3 weeks, gridded the entire western side of China, Wenzhou, Fuzhou. I got my old Kung Fu brothers out of their stasis. They were over there. Big high five to Kuan Yin. Gridded those mountain ranges. Anyway, so I went into Egypt with my family, and I was worried, and they showed me 2 of my units, or 2 of my suits that I could put on after this incarnation. They're like, if anything happens to you, you're not reincarnating, you're gonna go right back into one of your suits. Now this is what it looked like. You know when you guys go to the dry cleaners? I'm sitting there, got my big 9-foot higher self next to me, right? Big Anunnaki guy. He goes, pull up to Rowan. And I'm sitting there in this big, all these hangers, you have dry cleaning, right? But they're vertical zip bags, and there's clones inside. And the thing came around to the computer, and I'm looking at myself. My hair was jet black, white, very whitish skin. It was weird seeing yourself with no scars. That's something that tripped me out. I'm like, wow, that's me at 20 years old. No, you ever seen yourself wow, that's me if I was kept in a Tupperware container, right? And never experienced life, right? The funny thing was, they weren't exactly the same. One had specific ability sets that were different than the other one. So they said, son, do not be scared if anything were to happen on that timeline, which, by the way, did not happen. Okay? Which did not happen. I need you guys to know we made our timeline. Okay? But the worst of the worst timeline that we bypassed, get that shit out of here. Okay? There was a timeline, and I'd go right back into one of my suits. I wouldn't go back into the incarnation wheel. So, why am I sharing this with you on this high level? Because some of you guys have the same exact thing, you just don't know it. If you knew that, you would be fearless, and you would not care. What happened to you? You're like, look, I can take 13 seconds to going back in them, and then booting up ooh, this thing is nice. So, I'm trying to tell you, some of those guys that are real galactics, we're not going to come back down here in the incarnation wheel. Heads up. Yeah, I should have. I'm going to say the truth. Some of you guys, okay? Some of you guys, okay? Not everybody. Inside your heart if what I'm saying is resonating. By the way, check this out. We are souls of Earth. Let me do my little disclaimer here. If you wanted to believe that all souls are exactly created at the same time, that's cool. Okay? Let me explain something to you. Our souls have made different experiences in different places, right? And some of our souls aren't from here. We have lives here. We've been here before. We've been here in other ages. But some of us have these seeds, these star seeds, or these travelers. Sometimes we come in and we're in this unconscious cocoon, and it's actually your elders that say, activate that child now. For all of you guys that have been activated, that have this fire in your heart to change the world, just know that I am just like you. And I want you to understand it's okay to have that sort of responsibility. And don't run from yourself. Some of the most gifted indigos are some that take themselves out early with drugs, alcohol, partying. They want to go numb. They don't like this place. I went through the same thing. I played Russian roulette with my life from 21 to 26. No guarantee I was going to wake up in the morning. Once I realized why I did it, though, I changed inside. And what I learned from it was, we want to change the world so badly, right? And in such earnest. And what we've showed up here and what we've found to be true, the illusion that others call their truth, is so limiting compared to the true majesty and gravity and magnitude and divinity of who you truly are, it's almost torture. That's how divine and awesome you are. I just want you guys to know that you are so beautiful, so powerful, and so divine that sometimes just being here, waking up, and nothing's really crazy going on, but that feeling you have inside of your body is so limiting, being trapped inside of this meat suit, that I understand. I will be one of the very few people out of all your friends. If you got no one on earth that can resonate with you, let me explain something to you. I can resonate with you. I know exactly what that feels like. So I just want you to know, if you got that no one out there understands you, I do. Okay, but I had to go through these life lessons to understand why I made the choices I made. Okay, and I'm publicly sharing this with you because I do not want you to make the same mistakes I did. If you're 21 years old listening to me right now, partying like a rock star ain't gonna help you evolve, ascend, or step into your power. Ladies and gentlemen, don't make the same mistake I did. I love you. Get stronger, get wiser, do your research. Don't rely on the schooling they give you down here as a sign of intelligence. You guys need to dig deep. You are brilliant beings unconsciously walking through this Sim City hologram. Snap out of it. Okay, that's all I want to say. If I can share it, help you guys in any way, don't do the same weird stuff I had to go through. Okay? I'm telling you now, I did it because I couldn't turn my mind off. I was 19 years old with downloads from magnetic disc brakes, how to grow crops in plants 30% faster by putting electromagnetic grid in the ground, which boosts growth. Okay? Ionic dust shields for cars so you never have to get a car wash. All of these weird things started running through a 19-year-old's brain back in 2000. I don't even know. 2001. Everyone around me completely asleep. I got journals like this thick. What do you do with that here? Many of you guys are exactly the same way. What I'm trying to express is you have to move the energy through the suit. When you get the download, process it, integrate it into the flesh, and then it balances. If not, you're always going to be heart or throat chakra mind up, and you're always going to be disconnected from your ground. You're never going to feel stable. You're always going to be out of your body. You got to learn how to ground. And guys, when you're in the gym, and you got that weight on you, check it out. You're grounded and you're totally focused. What are you doing? You're practicing grounding. I am here. Boom. I am here. Boom. All of you is in the suit just to get the weight off of you. You can't fake it and you can't talk to it. Okay? When you're squatting and you got 500 pounds on your back, you can't go, you know what? Let me get out of my body right now. That's a really small. No. You're in it. And everything that is you, and every cell excels as you come up. And then you rack it and you shake the rack. That's who you are. They've dumbed us down to a point that they're scared of your strength. All those kids out there listening to me right now, you literally are superheroes in the flesh, pretending. Bide your time, be strategic, and work on yourself every single day. You don't have to have your mommy or daddy's permission to study old philosophers. Biology, quantum mechanics, just how does this work? Electromagnetics, engineers out there. Hey, get a battery, get a piece of copper, get a quartz thing, wrap a quartz, make an old radio, go. Make the next thing, go. Make a Tesla coil, go. Make a prototype, go. What are you doing? Watching Netflix? Watching Amazon Prime? Watching HBO? What are you doing? Do something that you can create and practice and get better at. So I'm trying to say, it starts really small. My brother J-Dog, pyramids. You guys, 12 years ago, let me be honest with you, the first grids we made 12 years ago, 13 years ago, we were so embarrassed, we buried them in the backyard. We're like, he made this guy makes the most glorious 24 karat gold pyramids. Same with me, right? We make these beautiful pyramids now. Our first grids that we made, the little cupcakes, he was so embarrassed. He was like, oh my God, bury this thing. I can't look at it. It starts small. No, you're not going to be perfect the first go around, but listen, keep working in it. You will get better every day. So I just want to share that with you all the way through. You never know what it's going to turn into. Okay, more questions. An artist. You don't like the way it looks. Okay, do the next one. Do the next one. Eventually you go, I like that one. You can always circle back to some old ones that are unfinished. All my fellow painters out there. Okay, very good. Crush some crystals up. Do some angelic sigils of protection. And then paint the background over it. People aren't going to want to know why they want to buy your painting. It's because you have a quartz crystal nano powder angelic sigil of protection behind the background. Then you paint the background over the sigil, and then you paint the foreground in your painting. Do magical things. You are magical beings. Remember that. Magic. Magic is real. All right, what we got? Okay, is there a sacred space on planet Earth where we can unplug from the 480 yet live and work together for the good of the whole? Yes, we're creating those. And no, she says we don't, we like live in a commune, but not in a weird way. Yeah, what we do is similar to what they're doing in Palm Springs. Okay, I'll give you an example of Desert Palm Springs. They've got a wave pool built on 75 acres. And basically, it's a huge, awesome community out in the desert around the wave pool. Yoga, running things, health and nutrition. Everything, every place that I'm going to make is going to be awesome for everyone. It's not going to have a religious thing to it. If anything, I'll probably have more of a galactic understanding of the appreciation of our solar system, our planets, our signs, our Leo, Aries, whatever it is, your signs, your zodiac, older things, the Pleiades, Arcturus, Andromeda. I like the larger things, and I know there's, weird stuff out there. If any group out there hears me, what's the main thing that ruins a lot of these awesome groups that start, and it gets weird? It's usually the temptation thing and the lower chakra thing, and then you got one guy with 15 women, and he goes, this is how we do it. And everyone looks at the guy like, you're a sham. And kind of are. I don't know how you could be a guru or call yourself that or whatever you want to call yourself if you can't control your sacral. Yeah, my guides would laugh you out of the hall. And I'm sorry to say that, but those big Nordics would laugh you right out of the hall. Like, oh, the guy that casts and touches his pee-pee every day is going to teach us who we are. All these guys. I figured it out. I'm the guru. Here's my harem. You're a turd. Stop treating women that way. Stop being weird. Okay? No real respecting person would do that. Stop being weird. Okay? To be honest with you, I have a hard time sometimes when I'm vibrating so hard to even come below my stomach or my heart. I'm not even in my lower chakras. So how could you call yourself a master and that's where you're putting all your energy? You're bullshit. Sorry. My guides are so gnarly. You guys, I was trained by... Dude, imagine waking up. I had 2 weeks of fun. And then I got a 9-foot Anunnaki in a freaking admiral's outfit going, you're 1 year late, let's go. I didn't get some guru, shmoo-roo, boo-roo, sit on a banana tree and pray to freak. I didn't get this shit. Are you serious? I got a 9-foot Anunnaki going, you're late, wake up in my den. Get up. And I was like, oh, I've always known it. I've always known. I felt like that girl from Constantine. I've always known where they are. I was just like, oh shit. I went over to India and I'm like, please, bro. They're nice in 5D. Okay, that's all I'm trying to say. Just, you guys, with whatever group you're gonna make. It's a YMCA on steroids. It's everyone comes and relaxes, gardens, enjoys life, creates things that they enjoy. Everyone has enough for everybody. You believe whatever you want to believe as long as you ain't trying to hurt nobody or your beliefs take away from others. Drop the mic. Okay? I hope that's, for the questions, I hope that's sound enough. I don't care if you're Buddhist, I love Buddha. If you're Christian, I love Yeshua. Catholic, I love I love Jesus. Yeshua. Whatever that is. Christians, okay. What else? I don't care. Man, let me tell you something real. When I went to Egypt, every single taxi driver that took me to my activations, that did security for me and my family, was named Muhammad. It was the most hilarious thing I've ever seen. He's like, my name is Muhammad. I will take you there. And I was like, Muhammad. They go to the next location. He goes, I am Muhammad. I am here to help you. I don't know if Allah's got to be real. Listen, I'm the whole world, okay? But all the homies that were Muhammad were like, I will take you to ISIS's temple. Let's go. What do you need? They were all named Muhammad. So I'm gonna be real. Like over there in the thing, Muhammad's rad. Okay. I don't know what the spin is on all these things. Kuan Yin is rad. Mother Mary, Queen of Heaven, rad. You know, all of these different beings are rad. Pick whatever you want, but here's the truth. Be good in here. And don't let your religion or your beliefs hurt anyone. If you can do that, you're good to go. Okay? Certain belief systems on this planet are the complete opposite, and that's what we're getting rid of right now. Right now. Yeah? Moving on. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. December 21st, 2020. Miss Davidson. Can you confirm that major DNA activations are taking place? The rise of Lemuria in Australia, the magic box in Uluru meditation and ceremony. Okay. When the great alignment happens, okay, if you guys want to see a video that kind of explains it, mind you, it's about 30% accurate, 40% accurate. Look up on YouTube, the Galactic Red Pill. There is an alignment coming up on December 21st, 2020. Between 33 and 38% accurate, the entire video in its narrative. It says it's not, it says it's a thesis, mind you. So the guys did a great job with the graphics. You'll see what I'm talking about when you watch it. But there is an alignment December 21st, 2012, where basically all of the different planets and suns line up. And basically, when they talk about like inner Earth, okay, look, so they talk about, let's start here, Pangea. Pangea goes out from the center, this turns into Lemuria. They go into the Atlantis timeline, goes into the center, it pushes everything out like a ripple, Atlantis. And in the final stage that we're in now, every time there's a ripple or a distortion or the land masses move out, mind you, this is for the holographic function of it, the Van Allen belts separate the realities. That's what they're saying. Okay? Again, watch the video. I'm not an expert on the Van Allen belt separation ratios. However, I can tell you that it makes a lot of sense when I look up in the sky and I see these very huge beings projecting in. That would make sense if they were from a time where beings were much larger on this planet. Okay. Is there an activation popping off? Yeah, what I would say is with anything, I hope you guys are working hard right now, because December 21st is what, 60 days away? November, October, November, December. What do you got, 77, 90 to 80 days? I hope you're detoxing. I hope you're working on yourself. I hope you're coming into your heart. If that is a probability, I hope you're busting your rump every single day to be the best version of yourself. And I hope you're not just waiting for someone to hand you something, okay? Because you're never going to be happy with what you're handed when you could have gotten something far greater if you would have worked for it. Moving on. No one wants to get the bronze medal. You know, you don't want to be like in your town or village. You're like, what place did I get? They're like, you got a bronze. You're like, what? A bronze? What? What is this shit? They're like, hey, this guy woke up like 2 weeks before you. And I mean, you were right neck and neck. You could have had the silver or the gold. You guys were all neck and you got the bronze. You're like, or your fourth place. You didn't even get a medal. You didn't even medal. What I'm trying to say is this. Work on yourself in whatever way that is to become a better person. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say, okay? Just be good, man. Let your inner child come out and have fun. Do awesome stuff. I don't know. That's how I do it. I can't talk about, that's how I do it. How do you balance? I mean, I had this conversation yesterday or 2 days ago. I had a whole council of beings over here talking to me for like 35, 40 minutes. And I had to let my higher self, much higher, jack into the suit to explain what was going on and what I was processing. So basically what happened is, sometimes we're used like this. Imagine one of your huge higher selves on your left-hand side, could it be on your right-hand side? is streaming through your neocortex, and you're talking to a fourth dimensional being, which is closer to the microphone, you, right? They can't broadcast to those higher levels of consciousness. So they're using you as a microphone to talk to the guys around you who are asking you questions. It happens all the time to me, right? The questions were, are we going to make it? What about us? How do you deal with certain emotions? How have you gotten over some of the things that we used to hold you up in past incarnations? And what I can tell you this is, even my dragon, I say this to myself, nothing touches my inner child. Nothing. And I will defend it. I will defend my inner child with every bit of force that I possess. When you speak in that manner, that means I will remove, block, shield, whatever I need to do to protect my inner child, because it has taken so much time for me to have my little 5D Palladian inner child interact with me to a place where I actually appreciate him, love him, will do anything for him, and listen to him as an equal guide on my stream. I want to stress how difficult that is for a real dragon to have a Palladian inner child and actually listen to them as an equal, not fake it. It is something that many won't even attempt. It's very difficult. So I'm just trying to tell you. I told you I'm both. Okay. It's kind of, it's kind of cool. Like, imagine like you guys are like down and like downstairs and we're getting attacked and it's like we're on some Imperial starship. I'm like one of those guys that's like a double agent. They're like, hey, we're outnumbered 30-1. And I'm like, hey, I left the door open for 30 seconds. Get out. Get out. You're like, you look like Darth Vader. I'm like, I am. Now shut up. Get in. Come on. I'm like smuggling Earth, like light beings out of negative experiences, okay? I was like World War II, and I'm like, I'm like saving kids. I'm like, hey, yeah, well, I'll take him to the camp. Yeah, for sure, buddy. Right on top of that. Train drops off. I'm like, get them all out of here now. Get them out of here now. Some of you guys have to play those roles. Understand that. I wish we could all play the happy role. Some of us are the night side, watching what's going down and going, okay, I'm going to help all these people. As soon as these guys leave, yeah, yes, sir. Yeah, dragons and all. Yeah, dragon power. Here we go. As soon as you leave, I'm like, let all of them out right now. We have about 45 seconds. Get them out of the cages now. You don't know what our role is or who you really are. All you know is what you're mixed with. What I'm trying to express to you is no matter who you are, what you're mixed with, what are you doing right now? You could be the scariest monster in the universe, and for some reason, in this incarnation, you go, you know what? I just want to play with my friends, and I want to surf, and I'm going to protect the dolphins. They're like, one of the gnarliest warlords from Orion just said that he wants to play with the dolphins. What is going on down there with my son? And I'm like, I don't know. I don't want to come home. I don't want to go back to Beetle guys. You deal with that shit. I was like, I'm going to Andromeda. Like, you run that shit. You guys might have night sides that are trying to hold on to you. They're like, hey, man, this guy's switching sides to a level like he doesn't even want to go home. Pay attention. Inner child. What does your inner child want to do? You want to go home? You want to be that guy again? You want to be the imperial leader of all the... Yes, sir. Dun, 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 dun. You want to be that guy again? Or girl again? Do you? I might go to the Pleiades and go, deuces. Get off me. I don't want to do shit. Get off my tab. Why don't you like us anymore? It's not that I don't like you. I just don't want to be going to war every day of my life. Get off my tab. I want to do something else. I don't believe in your weird little AI god. Get off my tab. Creator's rad. You don't know him because you're your own little fake AI god. He's not God. He's a fucking nerd. Someone created him a long time ago for war purposes. Stop playing with it. I'm out. Deuces. Catch me in the Arcturus, baby. I'll be in this Alpha Centauri gate. I'll meet you in the lounge. It's hard to express this stuff because you gotta process it. Because they'll tempt you. Don't you want your powers back? Don't you want to rule them once more? You know you are them. You know you can pull rank on them. Something inside of you has to go, nah, I'm good. Nah, I'm gonna stay. You want to go and rule them? You're like, nah, I'm gonna stay. I got my birds in the backyard. The waves are breaking. I got a wave pool out here. It breaks a 7-foot perfect barreling left and right. All my homies are on all these domes. I don't know. I got a cookout. I got a birthday party to go to. Okay? I just hired the DJ. You know, Cascade's coming for a birthday party at the City of Light. I can't come to your little hobo hoedown. I'm sorry. I'm chilling. What type of reality do you guys want to create? Come on. Come on, come on, come on. We're breaking out of the control program. So that's what I'm trying to say. We can do whatever we want to do down here. Okay? And all these little turds scared in Europe, you should be. Okay? Because if I had my way 200 years ago, I'd have wrapped that shit up. You had an extra 200 years to play with yourself. Wrap it up. Get out of the way. Do the right thing or move. Stop being weird to your population and making it more difficult for yourself. Okay. Whew. Questions. Story time. Okay. What is your most memorable life lesson while waking up? I think I already shared that. Okay, I'll share one with you. I was about 3.5 years woke. I had just got my energy arms, my larger arms unlocked when I did an activation in Alaska with my brother J-Dog. And I got my handcuffs off my larger energy arms. And then they had to watch me like a hawk. So I'll tell you this. So, you know, you're normally getting a little beef in the astral, and I was just smashing dudes like Hulk. I mean, like dipping these dudes in hot sauce and just being like, I mean, like silly things you do when you're powerful. Just scaring them, right? And my Arcturian 13D showed up in my dream time, and he showed me an image of a WMMA fighter knocking out a 12-year-old in the ring. And he goes, son. I go, yeah. Does that look cool to you? I said, no, it's freaking horrible. He looked at me and said, then stop doing it down there. It's not fair. So you want to have your higher selves cross-check you? Since that moment and since that lesson, I paused. I'm a lot nicer even when I grab guys. Whenever you grab a turd, you always hand them off to your highest light on the top left-hand side. Top left-hand side. Do not hand beings off to the top right-hand side because your highest knight might collect those things like baseball cards. Real talk. So, my Arcturian showed me though, he goes, does that look like a fair exchange? And I was like, that's horrible. It was like almost like a version of me when I was 12, mind you. It wasn't like some random person. And like an MMA fighter's knocking him out. He goes, look, that's what you're doing. Stop it. No one upstairs thinks it's funny. So I was like, oh, I didn't know it was like that. I thought I was having fun, you know. I thought we were gonna go get them, you know. They're like, hey, they woke you up to assist your family and assist the planet, okay? Act your age, be responsible, come from your heart, don't mistreat other beings, and don't take advantage of beings that you are stronger than. Knock it off. And I said, okay. And I'm expressing this to you. This is my truth. My truth, though, I share with my family across Earth. How many truths out there no one has the chutzpah to speak your truth and explain how you learn that? I learn it in a very real way. And that's how I learned. I want to share my reflections with you so you guys, when you start feeling your power come back, you don't use that right side, give it to me now stuff. Okay? Because the more you use it, the more addicting it becomes, and the more powerful you get with the night side on the right, the more you get your hooks into you. Okay? I want a massage. I don't want your claws in my shoulders. Thank you. We've all had a couple sirens in our past. You know, hey, sweetheart. I like you, but can you get your claws off my shoulder blades? Okay. Jesus. What do we got? I love you guys. Let's do this. Everyone, we're on planet Earth. Chime in. Humble Bumble. Yes, Harold. Humble Bumble. My brother remembers. Humble Bumble. When we chime in where everyone's punching in from across planet Earth. I love you guys. You know, I know YouTube and people say this, subscribe, love it, like it, do things, share it. For all you guys that have questions, we should probably do this once a month. Why? Because I love hearing your guys' questions. In your questions, you guys are representing the entire planet, right? In every sector on Earth, and what's going on in the direct questions you have and where you guys are. I love you guys. Just, it's cool. By the way, if anything weird happens on Facebook, let's premeditate this. Everyone on Facebook, if you don't have a YouTube account, or if you do, if they do something weird on October 15th and they block whatever things, you know, David Rodriguez is all about this. He talks about it, my brother. He goes, hey, they might cut the whole feed. Go and subscribe at Unite the Collective on YouTube. It's our channel. So at least when I go live, everyone on YouTube, you guys are good to go. If you're on Facebook, you have not seen it on, it's the same thing, guys. I got 2 cameras up. I did this, by the way, back in the day when they used to block my videos. I don't know if you guys knew that, but that's why we had to double record. Some of you guys remember that. I'd be like ripping some hotness and it just goes boom. That's why we double record. Okay. Ethan. I just spoke of that. My Sifu telling me that. Okay. My 13D Arcturian. Okay. All right. Sharon Sparkles. If you live in a city where there's lots of negative energies, what is the best way to protect yourself energetically? Here in Portland, there's a bunch of anarchist, blah, blah, you know, jurisdiction. There has been 100 days of protest. The federal government went off on us. The fires and the smoke last month. What responsibility has a star seen the city? Okay. There are good people on either side of this exchange. Some are very confused on what to believe. Try this. If your beliefs take away from someone else, and if you feel the only way that you can share your reflection is to create destruction or chaos, that will never be the way home. That is the shortcut downstairs. You can't burn down buildings and you don't have the energy or the wisdom to actually rebuild it after you burn it down. If you are these beings that think it's okay to do this negative stuff, I'm here to tell you, are you the same type of being on the other side of duality with the strength and understanding and integrity to rebuild that building or structure better than it ever was? If you're not, you shouldn't burn it down or destroy. You should treat people with respect and not peaceful protest all day. There's certain things that this has brought a lot of attention to. However, destroying property, creating chaos, yelling at old people, old women, disrespecting people, pushing over old people, oh my God. If I was there, I'd knock you out. If I saw you push over an older person, regardless of your belief system, I'd knock you out. So I don't know. I think every person on earth, if someone pushed over your grandmother and you saw them at 20 yards ahead of you, yelling and screaming in their face, anyone on earth wouldn't grab those people by their hair and drag them out of the crowd because they're acting like a bunch of weirdos, okay? Respect the children, respect the elderly, respect your family. How does that sound? Can't do that, there's something misfiring up here. Or it's some MK Ultra brainwashing shit. I don't know. Or you're swiping that Soros credit card. I don't know, Bitcoin. Whatever it is, there's something behind the scenes motivating you, and it's not your passion for change. Pay attention to those guys. You guys, it's very easy to spot an agent or someone who's organizing. Okay? Pay attention, zoom in. If you're a light worker, take a picture. Shoot it off to the right authorities. This guy shows up every day. This is the guy organizing all these guys. This guy. Point him out. Point him out. Don't just watch the masses. Get a zoom. You know, be like a James Bond. Get up on the balcony with the zoom lens on a Canon and just go, I'm zoomed in on your face skin. You, boom. You, boom. And you, boom. Send those 3 photos to the right authorities and their exact locations. If everyone did that, where are you going to hide? Even if you get the mask up to here, okay, they can still spot you. So I'm just trying to say, gridding, yes, also does help. Whew. I don't like talking about that stuff, guys. I'm sorry. You know, I love you. I hope everyone, this whole thing works out. That's what I'm trying. It is going to work out, is what I'm saying. Some people need to go through this doom and gloom crazy reality because that's what they thought was going to happen in their mind. So consciously, they do have a right to create whatever they want to create in their minds consciously. And they do have a right to experience that. I just think that people would much rather be living in paradise without all this jazz and controls and some of the most, you know, guys doing the worst stuff may have had a troubled childhood, and I wish that beings were there to support them and teach them different life skills so they never would have chosen that path that put them where they are now. Remember, we're fighting a system of control that was set up for hundreds of years, so longer than that. But definitely since they burned down, you know, all the old, after the mud flood, 1892, Chicago was one of the most beautiful cities on earth. I don't know what they did with it. Freemasonry? Is it free? Or did you just tear down old buildings? I don't know, guys. The more and more I dig into this stuff, the more I just want to rebuild what we had better than ever, with a higher level of consciousness behind it. And I want you guys to be a part of it. And I want to create this new heaven on earth. I want to terraform stuff, man. I want to build sanctuaries. I want to do all kinds of stuff. I want to, you know, I just want to create a lot of awesomeness with you guys and create so much awesomeness that even if someone was in a negative polarity, just, you know, you can't, I like to say this, you know, you can't be in a bad mood if you're riding a Sea-Doo. You can take the most bad mood guy ever. I'm like, hey, here's a Sea-Doo. Get on. Oh, what's this about? Get on the Sea-Doo. Hit 65 miles an hour. There's nothing in front of you. Once you hit 65, turn around, come back. Everybody sitting there, riding. This is fucking rad. And I'm like, I know it's rad, but you gotta, it's almost like you're driving out of a lower frequency and you're coming up. I want to remind you guys how awesome this planet is and that we're all deserved for one another to help each other see the beauty that this place is, right? And sometimes people need to experience more things to have a different perception or, you know, a reflection on what this place could be, how awesome it can be. And sometimes that takes work as we figure this stuff out. I wish everyone the best in figuring out how to find their hearts. And with that, my family, I love you. Woo! I'm lit. It's a lot of talky. Yoda, bro, check it. On December 21st, can I get my activation and actually can I have my powers back from 4D and 5D? I promise to use them wisely. And for all you guys, you know the stuff we can do energetically? What happens if a solar flare happens and all of a sudden you can do it in the suit? Do you understand what I'm trying to tell you? All the stuff you could do in the astral and say 4D and 5D. What happens if a solar flare happens and we actually bounce up to a higher dimension? All of a sudden you wake up and you open your eyes in the morning and you can do everything you can do energetically. Whew. That's something to think about. So for all you guys thinking about stuff out there, keep working on your meditation, keep working on your stuff. And I just want you guys to know I love you and appreciate you. Check out teamlight.com and store.teamlight.com. We dropped all the hoodies off. They're being printed right now. We'll have them in the next 3 weeks. So as soon as they're up, I'll give them to you guys. I'll give you the link. Check out all my stuff that I make. The manifestation castles. I have new Vogels in. I got, should show you. Next video I'll show you. I'll bring them up. I got them in a big Tupperware container. I got custom made Vogels just for us. I had them made in Brazil, mined and cut in Brazil for us. Because I didn't know if the Tucson Gem Show was going to happen this year in February. So I got with the mine and I said I need Vogels for my family. So I got the best ones you get your hands on. I'll show you guys that in the next video. Sessions and all that stuff, guys. I would say if you know, I think I have quite a waiting list or whatnot. But if you guys do want something before Thanksgiving or Christmas, hey, mind you on what's about to go down, I would definitely make a request now for a time. Just remember, you guys, that every single day we get stronger. And remember that we're getting through this together in a way that I want you guys to be proud of how much awesome stuff you did in your life and how much you've grown. When you look back at your life, if you just look back from right now, this present moment, how much you've changed over the last 6 months, 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 years, 10 years. Where you are now, how you've changed your life now, and the certain things that you've been working on, and be proud of yourself. I think people, you guys need to pat yourself on the back for the work that we've been doing, you know, in dream time. And I tip my hat to all my fellow ground crew out there across planet Earth busting your rump. And you guys, If it wasn't for you guys being here right now, this place wouldn't be heading to where it's heading to. We did make our timeline jump. We have made our timeline jump. We need to work out some final details and hopefully transmute as much of this program and its last-ditch effort for survival. And as we work on this together, remember, that's what we're doing together. There's a couple more moves these guys have to make before it's game over. I'm trying to tell you, we transmute everything that's thrown at us, okay? So I love you. Be prepared, right? Have some food, have some water, have some toilet paper, have some things dialed in, right? Have some top ramen stored up, whatever it is. Don't be a da-da-da. Have some things prepared. And just remember, we do this for peace of mind, but honestly, the light is so strong right now on this planet, it's going to swallow the night, okay? So I love you guys very much. We transmute our family. All right, Yoda. Say bye, YouTube. Bye, YouTube. We love you. All right, you guys, see you next week. Peace.